Hey, this is your host, Anthony Tank Mansfield, and with you today is,
Amanda Frietsch.
and this is What You Into.
What you into? What you into?
All right, triumphantly returning to the basement, Amanda Frietsch, aka Mama Crass. How you doing?
Very well, thank you.
It's good to see you. It's been a minute since you've been on the show.
Yeah, it has. It's been a while.
It's been a while.
But luckily I am still into stuff. So we're
You are,
good.
yes, you are indeed so into stuff. We were talking a few weeks ago, and I was like, hey, I'm like, do you want to come on the show and do a history thing? And you were like, yeah, sure. Which this is one of the things I find fascinating about you is you're a huge history buff. It's something that you really enjoy being a part of. And I'm with you to some extent. I also enjoy history. I don't really have like a specific era that I'm really in, but that's something I find myself falling down YouTube rabbit holes of is various historical things
Right.
and watching like little 20 to 30-minute documentaries. I was really into did you ever listen to Dan Carlin's Hardcore History back in the day?
No.
Carlin did like his big thing was the Mongols. He did this big series on the that explained like the entire Genghis Khan
Right.
and the Mongols like taking
I love
over
it.
all of the steppe. And then he also did stuff. I think it was called Supernova of the East. It was talking about like the rise and fall of Japan from like the 1800s where they're like taking over Korea and China and via the samurais and all that kind of stuff up until like World War II,
Right.
where finally things catch up with them.
Right.
So
they kind of had some karma coming.
yeah.
No. I completely get that. Like the internet has provided so much for those of us with ADHD where you just want to go to the end of the internet, learn absolutely everything that you can. And I do the same thing. And I think where I've kind of found the little niche is the enjoyment of, I mean, not only being a nerdy know-it-all, because who doesn't love that, but I'm actually able to see where this history has happened. I'm able to see the results of it, the good and the bad. So
100%. Yeah. And it is cool that you do have that knowledge of the city of Cincinnati where you're like, oh, I understand why this exists today and the way it does. Whereas sometimes people are just like, oh, why is it like that? It's like, well, it didn't just happen overnight. It was a
Right.
20 to 30-year period that caused this to happen. And sometimes even longer than that, which is
Yeah.
interesting.
yeah. Typically with Cincinnati, it's either going to be the Civil War, oh, Prohibition, and then also with Prohibition, a little bit of the Gilded Age because it definitely didn't miss Cincinnati.
Prohibition sent me down a weird rabbit hole the other night. There's this guy I've been watching on YouTube. His name is the Fat Electrician. He's he never, I don't think he's ever said what branch of the military he was in. He was in something, but like he does a lot of stuff on like World War II and Korea. And he was talking about during World War II, America had 3 different floating barges that just had ice cream on them. And so basically they were called barges because they didn't propel on their own. They were dragged behind other boats, and then they were made of concrete because at the time America was running out of supplies to build ships.
Yeah.
So they started using concrete as a thing to see if that would work. And they ended up building 3 of these different barges. They each could produce 500 gallons of ice cream a day, and they could store up to 2,000 gallons of ice cream on them at a time.
But why though?
Good question. Here's why.
Yeah, I would love to know why.
Prohibition. So what had happened was you got to think that when Prohibition hits in like the 19 what was it 1918 or was it 1920s somewhere in there
20,
25 somewhere.
Yeah, I'm very ish on the dates.
Yeah, it's very ish because it's one of those things where it's like you have during that time period you have like World War One beginning and ending in at the end of the teens going into the 20s, and then you get the Great Depression, and then you also get Prohibition. prohibition.
Yeah.
But prohibition was the big one on this because what ended up happening was once people lost the ability to go to bars to drink and socialize, ice cream parlors took their place.
And soda fountains. That's
Exactly.
right. Okay.
So
All
then
right.
you have all these kids that are growing up in the 20s and 30s that then
Right.
that then when World War II hits in the 40s, all they've known is growing up on ice cream and soda pop and all that shit.
Right.
And so as a way to comfort them, they would have barges with ice cream on them, and then the Navy would drive around, drop it off with the Marines on the islands.
Huh.
Yeah.
Oh, I love it.
Yeah, and it's also one of those things too, where it's also like a logistical thing, where it's like they talked about that as well. They're like, yeah, you're fighting in the Pacific, and you have these Japanese dudes that are on islands that are like, man, we're just trying to get food. Like,
Yeah.
if I could eat a meal today, that'd be awesome. And then they got to look across the battlefield, and they see like a bunch of Marines jumping off a boat with ice cream cones. It's like, oh, come on, man! Like, are we serious right now?
That's funny. I actually, because I watched too many documentaries, just watched one on, it was a study that they did, looking at diets and utilizing identical twins. But part of that was talking about some of the areas of the world where they're much healthier and, typically don't eat dairy, and talked about the Japanese and how this one was talking about the first time she had ice cream. Like, she remembers it distinctly because they didn't ever eat dairy. Like, that's
Yeah.
how many of those people found out they were lactose intolerant? Like,
Well,
that
which is
had to
also
be the worst.
which is also funny. You don't have an allergy. You're lactose intolerant. Everything else you have an allergy to.
Right.
Ice cream and cheese. Oh, no, you can still eat it. It's going to hurt, but it's so good. You can't say no.
Right, right. I'm sure there's some sort of, corporate scandal kind of thing,
Yeah. There's also like a weird thing going on with this too, with the dairy industry, because of like during that time period, it was the first time like having like refrigeration and stuff like that, and being able to keep ice
Right.
cream. This thing goes on to because of like after World War II ends, the dairy industry starts getting crushed because now prohibition's gone, so booze is back, and you're no
Right.
longer like having to feed a bunch of like 20-year-old dudes like thousands of calories a day to go fight on a battlefield, because now it's 1949.
Right.
So the government ends up subsidizing the dairy industry, and we have multiple warehouses in this country that are just filled with cheese because of it. Yeah, you can go down a weird, again, history.
That is my next rabbit hole, is
Yeah.
the dairy conspiracy after World War II.
Big milk.
Starting it now. Big milk.
Don't trust big milk.
Right, right.
Oh, shit. Well, hey, before we do more history stuff, I just want to hit this in so people know where they can find us at. Listener, if you're looking for me on IG, it's at Neil to No One. My link tree is there. You can get to everything else. If you're looking for Crass, you can find her there. Crass26 is where you find her at on IG.
Yep.
All right, let's get into Cincinnati history.
Let's do it.
So, why? Like what was the thing where you were like, oh, I need to learn about the history of this city? Like, were you on a tour or something? Were you reading books? Like, what started you down the rabbit hole?
Right. So I'm a certified docent at Spring Grove Cemetery. And how that came about was Spring Grove does tram tours. And my oldest son loves transportation of all kinds, every single thing. So I was looking for something for us to do and saw that, wow, look, the cemetery that's close to us does tram tours, and it's $5 a piece. So I get to sit here and listen to somebody tell stories, and he gets to be on a tram. So we started doing that, and I did absolutely every tour that they had, and ended up being that, nerdy know-it-all that would, like, people would have a question. I'm like, oh, here's, like, I know what the answer to that is. Mm-hmm. So when I retired from roller derby, like, well, I have some time on my hands.
Yeah.
I, might as well join the rest of the actual retirees that are the docents. But yeah, from there, it just learning the little bits of history for some of the basic tours, and then, already having the mindset of cemeteries being some of the best places to learn local history and also just absorb amazing artwork. Like, people don't think about cemeteries like that. Oh, so morbid. No. There's beautiful sculpture and amazing history once you really get in there. So from that, learning the tours, wanting to find out more, and then we're also able to write our own tours. So I've written a tour on the
cool.
Seven Barons of Clifton. So yeah, it's just it is a rabbit hole of interest. I mean, I love. I could spend an entire day reading through 1800s newspapers.
With the tours at Spring Grove, like how big is the area and like how many tours are there?
So the tours have been ramping up, especially since COVID. But they sell out in about 5 minutes.
Okay.
We typically through the summer have 2 on Sundays. We'll have some during the week. People can schedule private tours. There's walking tours, there's tram tours, the whole 9 yards. But Spring Grove itself is 700 acres.
It's huge.
Yeah, it's the second largest. That's not a national cemetery, so not like Arlington. Second largest in the United States.
Really?
We're only using about 400 acres right now, and within those 400 acres, there's about 45 miles of paved road.
Wow.
But the 400 acres, and especially with like burial trends and such today, Spring Grove will be an active cemetery for like another 200 years.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think you made a good point there with the active trends right now, because it seems like a lot of people are moving away from getting buried. Like we've definitely opened the door to a lot more like, hey, you can cremate me and then throw me here, put me there, or on a shelf or whatever.
Right.
And now we're also seeing other alternatives of ways of being, I guess, not buried, but just what do you do with the body after it's done? You know.
Right. You're in a pod. You grow a tree. You wear a mushroom suit. There's a county in Colorado where you have to, I think, be you have to live within that county, but they have a public funeral pyre.
You just get thrown in the pyre. Hell yeah, dude.
Yep. Put grandma up there, and everybody has a party.
What a way to go. I feel like that's one of those things that if you get put in a pyre, like they need to they got to put you in a burlap sack or something. They got to put you in something where like your family doesn't see you like burned. Like,
I don't think it's like a just a massive grill. Like,
Yeah.
you gotta get it going.
but yeah, I don't want my grandma going out like the fucking Rage Against the Machine album cover like that. I feel like that's gonna stick with me.
Oh, and then because whatever I say does not reflect on the places that I volunteer with, but so cremation joke. Do you realize that every single cremation there is one point where the meat is perfectly well done?
That makes sense. I would yeah, actually now I'm putting in my will. Take me off the fire when I'm a medium rare. Like if you can slit me open, you can see that nice little bit of pink. Get some marbling
Right,
going on
some
me.
marbling.
Yeah, I'd like to be marbled. Thank you.
Whew, okay, yeah.
Yeah.
But that's yes. The burial trends are definitely changing. Spring Grove has little like walkways through the woods, and you're placed under a rock, and yeah.
I find this interesting because on the flip side of this, like talking to my parents, where in our small little town, like their cemetery is like maxed out, and they don't have now they don't have enough of a city budget to hire somebody to take care of it.
Yep.
So now it's like like all these graves are just falling apart, and like the grass is overgrowing and stuff, and it's just kind of sad because it's like, oh, now what do we do with this thing?
Yeah, there's so many like that. There's Mount Washington Cemetery. Has it's basically volunteer run at this point. If you want a good like volunteer day, go there and you can help them clean it up. And then there's also a group called Girls in the Graveyard up in Columbus, and their focus is going and repairing markers, repairing monuments. And yeah, that's what people don't understand is that. See, I told you we would just talk about cemeteries. What people don't understand, and especially like giving tours, and people are like, well, like, why is this falling apart? Why doesn't Spring Grove fix it? You're buying property. That is your private property. And if the family is no longer around,
Right.
there's nobody that's going to pay and foot the bill to fix it.
Right.
So, yeah, cemeteries just get abandoned, and it's sad.
Yeah, it is. It is sad, and it's just kind of weird because then it does look like spooky and creepy, and it kind of adds to it. And it's like,
Right.
well, no, it should be well more maintained. That's one thing I've always been very jealous. Not jealous, but like one thing I appreciate of like Mexican culture as opposed to United States culture is like their reverence for the dead and things like Day of the Dead and things
Yep.
where it's like, hey, you know people in your family from like generations ago, and you know their name and stuff.
Right,
Whereas
right.
with
We
us,
don't get that now.
no.
Yeah.
Within 2 to 3 generations, people in your own family don't know your name.
Right,
You
right.
know?
They're just completely
Gone.
gone. But that's there's also the trend. I'm sure not just in Cincinnati, but Cincinnati has a very long history of just going, well, it looks like there's people buried here. We can scoop them up. This should be a park. Let's do that. So there's quite a few places that has happened. Like there, so much of Cincinnati used to be some sort of a graveyard.
Really?
Well, I'll get back into history now. The first cemetery on record in Cincinnati was from a 1788 plan of the city, and it was just a little church, church graveyard, and it was if you're downtown between Main 4th and 5th, like 1 block south of Government Square.
Right.
So that was the first one on record, and that's where, we all know the word Kemper around here. That's where Reverend Kemper, he was the first ordained minister in Cincinnati. So that's where his church was. That's where the graveyard was. Once that started to get just full and overrun, and also that was the periphery of the city at the time.
Right.
So once the city started to grow, things expanded, they needed to move them elsewhere. And there were a lot of like our city's founders and pioneers, and so moved to the 12th Street burial grounds. So they were the Episcopal Presbyterian, and this is one of my like favorite things on the tours. I'm like, and what is that today? Do you know where that is?
No.
Washington Park.
Washington Park. Okay.
Yep.
Here's the thing. I'm terrible with streets and cross streets. I rely on my GPS to get me any and everywhere.
Right,
But
right.
okay. But now it's Washington Park.
So yeah, Washington Park was the one side was the Presbyterian, one side was the Episcopal, and then the Potter's Field was where Music Hall is now. So the Potter's Field got scooped, and there's they got relocated. I'll do big quotes in the air, over on the west side of town, and there's an effort right now to take care of that property better. It's adjacent to a park, but you would never know that there's like piles of bodies there. And then the folks that were at the 12th Street burial grounds, a lot of them moved to Spring Grove, but I mean they didn't have the big caskets put into a
Yeah.
concrete. So there's still to this day, when they were redoing Washington Park, when they were doing the improvements to Music Hall, they're still finding bits and pieces.
Okay, so that was one of the questions I definitely wanted to ask with this about with moving stuff, and you kind of started to hit onto it there with like the idea of like you don't really have like a concrete bunker or vault, whatever you want to call it, or and around like an actual like really nice like airproof, waterproof.
You're not
casket.
embalmed.
You're not.
Like-
like so. What is left of you at that point? Like, is there skeleton left, or I mean, because I got to figure like organ and skin and everything else is way long.
Yeah, all of that's gone. I think there's this. I'll probably have to Google it. But like, I think the bones eventually like.
I would think you'd eventually turn to dust. I just don't know what
Right.
that would be, and then I also don't know like if the dirt would break you down or if the dirt would preserve the bones.
Right. There's our next
Yeah.
internet rabbit hole.
This
What-
is we need bomb track.
Right. Who do we know that works at the body farm? Those are the people I want to talk to.
That's what we also need. We need to get some body farm talk
Right,
going
right.
on here. Yeah, but that's interesting. And then it's just like the idea of like, how do you move that? Like, do you just have some dude that's working like $20 hour construction. He's got the vest and the hat on, and then he's just going down in a hole and bringing out fucking rib cages. Like, what are we doing here?
Right. I think it depends on how much money you have. So there's the Gano family that had it's probably one of the largest like public sculptures that available around us. But the whole family, very wealthy, got moved from one of the downtown cemeteries up to Spring Grove, and I'm sure that was done carefully and respectfully. You know, you dig the hole, you take them on out, you put them in a new hole. But if you didn't have money, there's no way you're going to get scooped up, put into a box, a truck, a whatever, and shipped off. But luckily, with all of that, when they do find bits and pieces to this day, there's an unmarked spot in Spring Grove where those pieces are interred.
Oh, really?
So yeah, so they have a section.
Is it like
there.
a drop box? Like, can I just like come by and just pop it down?
Right,
That's
right.
cool.
Just shove it into the ground.
Yeah.
It's just a finger bone. It's fine. But yeah, there's a lot of that within Cincinnati, and I'm sure within tons of other cities. I just now I know where they're at.
Well, and it is that thing where like exactly what you're saying. And I always say this about, when you travel to a city like Boston or Chicago, it's like when they designed this, they had no clue that cars would someday exist.
Nope.
Like, that's the reason why the roads are the way they are, and then shit built around it, and then you can unbuild it, but it's going to cost you.
Right.
And this is kind of falling into that same thing where, like, at the time, they're like, yeah, we got a nice town here. It's fine. Like, not knowing that it would someday be, one of the largest cities in Ohio, which is a pretty populated state, and everything else that comes with that.
Right. Like, we were, in the mid to late 1800s. I mean, we were a good sized city. We were that, as you're heading west or heading south to New Orleans. But yeah, nobody thought that through.
Yeah, 100% no. And yes, it does become interesting then where somebody has to make the decision like, hey, we got to move these folks.
Yep.
Like, we gotta get them out of here. And I also wonder, like, man, what is the timeline on that? Because I got to figure if it's something where if it's, it's been about 100 years, you can maybe have that conversation. But if it's like 20 years ago, it's like, hey, man, we just, we put Pat over there like fucking 30 years ago, man.
Right.
Like, we can't go digging him up now.
So weird to us now, but it was apparently relatively common that if you again had the money, that you would, if you had your kid buried in a cemetery and you moved a couple states away, you would take them with you.
What?
Yeah. So the very first burial at Spring Grove was September 1st, 1845. But that is not the current oldest burial because it was a child and the family moved to, I think, Wisconsin and took them with them.
So, okay. So how does this work? I mean, is it like in National Lampoon's Vacation where they strap grandma to the top of the car? Like, what are we doing?
I mean, come on. Like in the early 1900s, they were shipping, they were putting kids through the post office. So
true.
like having a casket on the back of the wagon, meh.
Yeah. Oh, what's that? That's my kid's casket.
Right.
Yeah,
right.
it's like, oh, of course it is. Yeah, obviously.
I mean, there was such a high mortality rate that,
yeah.
I mean,
which is also a crazy thing to think of today too, when you look at it of like people having large families to either like work land or stuff, but just also for the fact that they knew they were going to lose some kids on the way up.
Right.
Whether it be by disease or horrific accident or just whatever.
And also no birth control.
Yeah.
That kind of led...
That too.
No birth control and probably not the greatest of nutrition. And yeah.
That's true. The pioneers of this country were not known for their pull-out game. What were they known? Getting in covered wagons, going west. Never heard about their pull-out game. Not one time in any history book.
Oh, on the bingo sheet of Tank's podcast, Cincinnati history. Yeah, we're going to talk about pulling out. That's
Look, we all got here the same way. I mean, I don't know. Unless they invented something new I haven't heard about yet. We all kind of got here in the same way.
exactly.
So that's the entrance portal. I don't know what to tell you.
Shit.
Grow up, America. All right. So,
Next question.
all right. Next question. So, all right. So, one of the things we were talking about, you put Spite Cemetery down here.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Well, and then the note beside you put is perfection in response. What does this mean? What is happening?
I love it so much. This is my favorite Cincinnati story, probably. So, if you are heading out of North Side, like the street changes names, like so out of North Side, you cross the bridge and you're going up into Clifton. There is a Jewish cemetery over on, like, there's a little strip of a park, and then there's a Jewish cemetery on the hill. So, oh my gosh, I can't remember what year it was, but there was a man and his family. It was the Myers, and not Oscar Mayer, like Jewish. That wasn't there. So Mr. Meyer bought property in Clifton because that's where a lot of the wealthy were going. That Clifton was started because, it was getting like dusty and nasty down in the basin, and that's where they built their summer homes. So Mr. Meyer, a very wealthy man, puts buys the property, and Tyler Davidson was he wasn't the mayor. His brother-in-law was the mayor. Anyhow, see, this is where I'm gonna start what was that one little detail that nobody gives a shit about? Anyhow, so Tyler Davidson decides to be the kind neighbor that he is.
Okay.
And say, I don't know if you and your family will really feel comfortable living around here. So, very, very polite anti-Semitism. So Mr. Meyer got the gist of it, and he said, great. Sold the property to his synagogue for a cemetery. And his response was, if you, basically, if you find distress in living next to a Jewish family, then you couldn't possibly have any sort of an issue with being next to a dead Jewish person. Here you go. I love it so much. And when I first read that, I'm like, oh, not Tyler Davidson. But then again, they were all just, that was the way of the day. Completely wrong, but so
Yeah.
little snub to Tyler Davidson. But that's brilliant. It is a perfection of a response. He had the money, he had the forethought, beautiful.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Well, you don't get to deal with this. Oh, by the way, here's all of our dead,
Right.
and we'll be coming by to visit. So
Yep.
we'll still see you.
You're right. Right.
Yeah. But now you got to be beside a cemetery.
Right. Right.
Yeah. Well, and you were saying you're kind of of the time, and it was making me think earlier, talking about the Episcopalians and was it the Protestants? They each had their own spot. It's kind of weird with cemeteries where it's almost kind of like in prison where it's all right, the northern Mexican dudes over here, southern Mexican dudes over here, black guys over here, white guys over here, and then there's
Right.
the others, and that's in any documentary you watch about prison, it's like that. And then in the world you can have that where you can be no, we have our own cemetery, it's our own people,
Right.
and it's just this is where you go, and it's I don't know, it's interesting in some way where you can have a thing where it's nope, only this group goes here,
Right.
but
right.
then who would be the person who would be trying to break into the place where they weren't part of the group? Because I guess that's the other thing too. If you're not part of the religion, why would you try to get in the spot?
Right. Right. Yeah, you wouldn't.
And then
Not back then.
And then that's not all cemeteries. So does Spring Grove have anything where it's okay?
It's non-denominational. Not it's.
You can whoever can go in the ground.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep, absolutely.
So, yeah, that's kind of interesting about cemeteries. Do you just get all the okay? Is there anything
Right.
outside of no rules and then religion? Is there any other cemeteries beside that? Is there anything that is there? Has there ever been an LGBTQI plus kind of cemetery?
Not that I know of, but then again, with that group, they soon, I think, are opening a LGBTQ retirement home, down around Northside, I think.
Okay.
But that's basically, we're to the point in history where these people are still alive.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So, and yeah, I've had people ask me for oh, why don't you do a tour on LGBTQ? It's well, because the only the only thing I can find on that is probably somewhere somebody were, well, he was a little odd. Like that's all you get. And even though there are, also I've had, like, let's do, a tour on people of color. Really hard in an old part of what was a very wealthy cemetery. There are definitely some folks there, and we, like, shout their stories whenever we can. But there's a historically black cemetery in Cincinnati. So yeah, you're not necessarily going to find those sort of stories in somewhere like Spring Grove, and we don't talk about anybody that's passed within the past 100 years.
Do you
So.
do you foresee that changing in the future? Like because I do think that like the thing you're saying now, like trying to find information about these people in the past and like where they exist, but now going forward, I feel like maybe in the future, like 50 to 100 years, there will be that, because there will be people that were like, oh yeah, this person was like out their entire life, they did these sort of things,
Right.
or like same thing with like various like black entrepreneurs and like other business people, like stuff that they've done, or celebrities, whatever. Like there could
Right.
definitely be that kind of thing. It'd be easier to attain.
Right. Well, and so thinking about that, like I said earlier, I can read newspapers from the 1800s all day, but like between that and books, that's kind of, besides historical archives, that's where I can go to learn these stories. But what's a history nerd gonna do 100 years from now? It's all documented.
Yeah.
You know everything about anybody that you'd ever. I mean, you're gonna be able to see, like, I might be able to find a few pictures of Sam and Chase, but 100 years from now, you're gonna get to see somebody from the time that they were a baby.
100%.
Like how is storytelling and telling your history going to evolve? Is it like it's going to have to change somehow? I can't wrap my brain around exactly how, when you have everything documented.
Yeah. No, I think you bring up a good point. This is definitely a thing where technology creates errors and movements and moments because it allows more things to happen.
Right.
This is like the argument that I used to have with people about like what's left to do after not post, but what's after postmodern?
Yeah.
And it's like, because now with postmodern art you can do anything. Like anything is you can duct tape a banana to a wall. You
Right.
you can spit lighter fluid out of your mouth and then light it on fire, and then you're naked for some reason because that's what you got to do. Or
I went to that opening.
yeah. Where you could do something, like stuff that like Chuck Close has made of like super hyper realistic paintings. Like it's just whatever at this point. And
Right.
and I think at this point the only thing that would change art would be an advancement in technology, which we've seen, now with like projection stuff, with like things like
Right.
Blink. I think we're seeing more of that now with drones.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's kind of the next level of art stuff we're getting is
Right.
and like holograms, like all this stuff is going to become more accessible. 3D printing,
Yeah.
like those are the things that allow the leap forward in art. And I think it would be the same thing in storytelling, but now it's how do you, like you're saying, you're drinking from the fire hydrant because there's just so much information.
Right.
Well,
Right.
you're gonna have to become maybe it changes then from like you're not a good researcher, you're a good editor.
True.
Because whereas now where you're dealing with stuff where like I got to find text, I got to find anything I can and unearth it to even get to it, to try to get
Right.
to it. They're going to have all that. But then maybe their thing is, well, how do I take all this and curate it and make it into a digestible, listenable, watchable thing?
Right, right. And not only for the big events, because I mean, you can go and there's, either you can see the writing or some of the very early recordings and stuff of, presidents and big deal events. But 100 years from now, like, your descendants will be able to listen to you talking.
That's true.
Like,
Yeah.
that's just that's weird. That's mind blowing. Like, because this is how my brain works. To answer your question, also with different groups within, like, kind of getting together in cemeteries, you'll hear a lot about the Irish travelers.
Okay.
They will typically put or Scottish, not Irish. They will typically be together within cemeteries. Definitely the one for Spring Grove, people ask all the time, and there's a derogatory term for that group of folks. But they'll ask, and because they do these amazing floral displays every year to memorialize their family. So there's those sort of things where they're together. In Spring Grove, there's a few sections actually, and this is such a like nerd proud docent moment, but when you leave being a docent, if you wrote a tour, you pass it on to somebody. Like,
Okay.
here you go. Like, I'm not going to do this anymore. This is yours now. And one of the docents passed on the Odd Fellows tour. So Odd Fellows, akin to the Masons. So just an order. But there are a few places within Spring Grove that it is all Odd Fellows. Probably the best monument in Spring Grove is the Odd Fellows section, but part of their their reason for existing was they attended to the sick and they took care of the dead. So a lot of these people, if they couldn't afford to be buried, if you were an Odd Fellow, they would make sure that you were respectfully interred, that you were remembered.
What a crazy name to give these people. You're the odd fellow because you're the weird guy that's messing with the dead and the sick.
Well, it's the like Charlie Chaplin was an Odd Fellow.
Really?
If you're going through any sort of cemetery, like the symbology is super fun. I have a tour called Mysterious Markers, and every time I start that, I'm like, so y'all got tricked because it's not going to be spooky. It's not weird. I was like, there's a couple of weird markers I'll tell you about. I was like, but this is all iconography. Ha ha. Like, so
Nice.
the Odd Fellows, they have a triple linked chain. So like usually
cool.
with Masons, you'll see like the all-seeing eye.
Yeah.
And the compass and oh gosh, what's the other thing?
Oh, the compass for the Masons.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh gosh. I hope you don't have Masons listening.
I don't. Yeah, I'm not worried about the Masons.
It's okay. It's okay. If we get into story time, I can talk about Jacob Hoffner, and he was the oldest Mason in Cincinnati. So
Okay.
I'll still appeal to them.
You're getting the Masons back. on
Right,
your
right.
side.
I got you. We'll talk about the Hoffner Lodge. It's fine. But yeah. There's those societies. Like, I mean, they take care of their people.
Yeah, 100%. Why are you looking around? Don't do. Now I'm worried. Before I was kind of like, this is fine. Now I'm like, are you going to talk about Bohemian Grove next? Like, what's happening here? Are you getting us on a list?
No list. It sounded like there was something behind the wall.
Well, you were talking about the Masons in a negative manner there.
I know.
Or as it
Gosh.
could be perceived. I don't think you were. I was Masons. Come on, settle down.
I like the iconography. It's okay. I'm sorry.
I do think it is cool if you are like if you have a thing where you get a symbol. Like that's kind of a cool. Well, hold on. It could be sometimes cool, sometimes not cool. Hold on, listener. As I immediately started realizing the
I can see the symbols going through your head, and you got to. It's like, wait
not
a
that
minute.
one, not that one. That's not one of the cool ones.
No.
But it is interesting the idea where it's like you have this marker that instantly everybody sees like, oh, I don't know who that person was, but that's what they were, who they were.
Right. It identifies them. They still have a community. Like I think that's incredible.
Yeah, that's very cool. So how does this work now? Is it like, because you were saying you have to buy land. So is it a thing where, are we no longer at a point where like we section off and like, well, okay, so religiously you can be sectioned off, but other than that, it's just you get buried beside whoever you get buried by. And so it's kind of like buying a house. Like you don't get to pick your neighbors. You buy the land. You're like, this is where I'm going.
Right. There's stories all over the place of people, deciding like, no, I bought this plot, but I want to sell it and I want to be over here, or, moving.
They got buyer's remorse on the plot?
There have been some. So Judge Jacob Burnett, he was one of them that wrote the Ohio Constitution, and he had bought let's see, I think he was originally buried at one of the downtown cemeteries, but he had bought land at Spring Grove, and oh gosh, what would, oh, I'm getting my dates mixed up. Anyhow, he had purchased the plot and everything's great, and then his wife decided that no, that's not what I want, so she built the mausoleum and had everybody move.
Really?
So whatever your final wishes are, it doesn't matter if your wife's still around because
She,
it's
she
all
n-
gonna change.
She now has your finances and can do what she wants.
Right, right. It was all on her, and it's a beautiful marble mausoleum, but marble is a horrible thing to put outside.
Oh, okay, that is cool, but yes, that is weird. Like I also would think about like if you got divorced, like if you were married and then you bought plots, but then you got divorced. Now it's like we're no longer together in life, nor do I want to be together for eternity.
Right, right. What do you do with that? So funny story. The name of it, that's right next to the one of the lakes in Spring Grove, but there's a monument that has multiple different names on it. It's like, okay, this is kind of weird. Basically, somebody had bought the plot, nobody had ever used it, and through ancestry found out, that they were, descendants related, and they basically just through the family shared the plot because it was still owned by the family. So,
Okay, that's how
right.
that works.
I know of one where there are co-workers that are together because the owner of the company bought a plot and didn't use it, so he
Really?
gave it to
I mean, what a severance package.
right.
Either that or like a very morbid like retirement present. It's like, I know we got you a pension, but I also got you your own plot.
Right, you'll be next to Pam. It'll be great.
Yeah,
Like,
you two like each other. You got a good
Right?
rapport. It's like, okay, thanks. I guess this is weird. I didn't see myself ending up here, but here we are.
right, right.
You were talking earlier about like the architecture stuff, like what headstones, like what kind of markers are out there, and besides like the usual kind of the the round top that we see on
Like
tattoos
Arlington.
everywhere. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. Like like what is out there?
Absolutely everything. So primarily like where my interests are and where we'll typically do tours is in the historic section and primarily in the Victorian era. So a lot of still a lot of allegorical figures, but a lot of obelisks just because there was, long running spurts of Egyptomania after Napoleon went in and started, stealing stuff from Egypt. And then getting into the Victorian era where they would have unwrapping parties, which is just horrifically disgusting. But yeah, the obelisks were a big thing for that time period. But I mean, it goes all over the place. There's oh gosh, we have a black pyramid in the cemetery. There's
What?
oh yeah, yeah.
Wait, how big is it?
It's not very big. It's like it's
Okay.
maybe 4 feet tall.
That's a large pyramid.
Oh, and the woman, Groff is her name, and one of the like her and her family were historians, archaeologists, and she wanted it to be a lot bigger, but it was like Spring Grove wouldn't allow it. But it has the name Groff, and then it also has it in Egyptian. It has it in Greek. But she was, single her entire life and would walk around town in black robes with a black veil, and she donated quite a few of her artifacts and stuff to the Cincinnati Art Museum.
Really?
But she was just eccentric as all get out, and I like every story that I've read about Florence Groff. She is an absolute character, and I would love to like sit down and have like a little sip of absinthe with her because oh my god. I mean, you wouldn't have a beer with somebody like that. Like that's
Yeah, definitely seeing like a person where it's like, all right, you've got a lot of interesting shit going on. I want to hang out.
Right,
You got
right.
an air of mystery about you.
right. Are you weird? Cool. Let's
Yeah.
tell stories.
Yes. Are you very weird for a Midwest city at the time that you exist in? Extremely.
Yes, yes. But a lot of the older ones will be like sandstone and they're just disintegrating like crazy, much like marble.
Do people ever get like guitars or like any kind of?
Oh,
Or
yeah.
like a dolphin.
They everything. There's one that it's oh gosh, it's a basket, and I think there's like a cat head, but there's also a Snoopy head. There's a book. There's a dog. There's one. It's newer, so it would never be on a tour, but very like gothic black granite and has a little. Does it have the gargoyle? And then has a Harry Potter quote on it. There's one that looks like a huge. It looks like a submarine coming out of the ground because the guy was in the Navy, and yeah, there's absolutely everything.
This is so cool. I love the fact that with grave markers, it's like, for your final resting place, what do you want?
It is whatever you want to do. And what I think is super weird with that, just with us locally, Samuel Hannaford is the designer, design music hall, city hall. Like you can't throw a shoe in downtown Cincinnati and not hit something that Samuel Hannaford made. But he had, and it's still actually right across the street from Spring Grove. But his house is relatively simple. And him and I'm spacing on the name of one of the other primary architects of the time. Neither one of them have a marker. They didn't want one. So they are in an unmarked grave of their choice. But it's like, you built like music hall, man. But no, didn't want anything.
That's wow.
It is. It's super, super weird.
Yeah. Put me in an unmarked grave. Treat me like a war crime. It's
Right.
like, what? Okay, I don't. What? No, dude. Like, you're an important guy. Like, we should probably,
Could have designed something amazing, but nope. Just put me in the ground.
Okay, now I'm sad. That one is a bummer. Like,
Right. It's very weird, but that's on my list of tours to write. I have one that I want to include them on, but there's other ones like that, but I want to title it Nothing to See Here. Like, I'm going to take you on a tour. There is nothing to see. Absolutely not. See the grass? That's what we're looking at.
That's it. All right. So, what other famous people are buried in Spring Grove?
Probably I would say the most famous. There are definitely some that are my favorites, either because of the monument itself or just like their impact on the city. But most likely Salmon Chase would be probably the most famous and the most impactful. He was he actually ran against Abraham Lincoln. So he was a lawyer, and oh my gosh, he did the list of what this man did was absolutely incredible. But one of the biggest things is Lincoln brought him in to start the Treasury.
Really?
Or not the Treasury. He was to fund the war effort. He's the one that started the IRS.
Boo.
That's what everybody says.
Boo.
But I mean, Lincoln said, "Hey, we need money for this."
Yeah.
And, he ran against him, so keep your enemies close and make them do the shit job. But yeah, he was a lawyer. He was actually raised by the first Episcopal bishop of Ohio. So that led to him having a really good relationship with Charles McAlvain, who was the second Episcopal bishop, and they're right down the road from each other in Spring Grove. But Salmon Chase, he came up with our money being green, That is him.
That was his idea?
In God We Trust on our currency. That was him. And oh gosh, I love it so much because he was, men like that can probably be a little bit conceited and full of themselves. So he wanted to make sure that he was remembered. He wanted to, basically memorialize himself.
He wanted to leave a mark. As opposed to the guy that made Music Hall, who's throwing himself in a no-mark grave.
No mark at all.
Yeah.
But he, so he wanted to put his face on the $1 bill, and people were like, absolutely not. Like, that is asinine. That's ridiculous. You're not going to do that. So he got the nickname Old Mr. Greenbacks, which I think is hilarious. But he did actually...
time out real quick. Old Mr. Greenbacks definitely sounds like a Wu-Tang alias. Like, that is ridiculous. Old Mr. Greenbacks?
Old Mr. Yeah.
What are we doing here?
Right.
Holy
you
shit.
feel like that was the second choice instead of Old Dirty? Like that?
I think so, yeah. What a cool name.
Right.
I mean, this guy, you know what? I mean, talk about...
They were making fun of him.
Yeah, I mean, on one level, shoot the moon,
Right.
But...
But he is on... His face is on our currency. Yeah, I know. People...
Oh, is he on the backside?
No. People in our tax bracket will never see this. He is on the $10,000 bill.
What?
Yep.
What?
Yep. Salmon P. Chase is...
On the 10 grand bill?
Yep. Old Mr. Greenbacks.
That's so crazy.
But yeah, he's definitely very famous. I mean, with Northern Kentucky University, we have the Salmon Chase School of Law. I actually got to do a tour for the law school and got to divert off of everything and just focus on kind of the legal history. And a lot of it was about Salmon Chase. But in that, like I said, he was raised by the first Episcopal bishop, and Charles McIlvaine was really well respected. Like, Abraham Lincoln sent him over to Europe after the Trent affair. Mm-hmm. The gist of why he was sent over there was basically he was so well regarded that he could go over to England and go, so guys, I know that we've had some problems in the past, but can you support the North maybe instead of the South? And so that was his thing there. And then
there was a lot that the people don't know about of different diplomats from the United States going over and speaking to people in Europe and Russia and being like, hey, don't get involved with this.
We could be on a very different timeline without those folks.
Yeah, don't commit to this. This is our thing. Stay over here. And yeah, the rest of the world just let America go for it against themselves.
Right. Yeah, he was so well regarded. He passed in Florence, Italy. So he laid in state, he had a service in Florence, Italy. He laid in state at Westminster, so he is still the only American to lay in state at Westminster. He had a service at Christ Cathedral, in New York, and then a service here at Christ Church.
This guy was on a tour.
Dude, he's like these folks, and then getting to, because all the rabbit holes.
Was he open casket every one?
Oh God, I don't know.
I'm just saying with this guy. I mean, if his whole thing was, you're going to remember me, I feel like this guy is going open casket.
Well, that was Salmon Chase. Salmon Chase probably did, yeah. And Salmon Chase probably did because his daughter was a big time Washington socialite and thought that her dad should have been president. Like,
really?
She was pissed. But She has a great story too.
With the greenbacks thing, why did he go with green? Or do you like why was that?
I have
the
no
deal?
idea.
That's kind of because like if you look at
It
money
was a
from
choice.
yeah, and like if you look at money from throughout the world, like it doesn't look like dollars. Like for some reason we're like we're going monochromatic. Like
Right.
we're doing green and we're doing tints and shades of it, but that's really it.
Right.
Whereas like you to other countries, it's like it's like there's all sorts of colors.
There's a party in your
Yeah.
wallet.
Yeah.
And yeah, we don't get that here. Sorry.
It's true though. Like if I start digging through and all of a sudden I get like a red bill and a yellow bill and a blue bill beside each other, I'm like, this isn't real.
Right.
Like it's paper.
Right. It's Monopoly money.
Yeah.
Like, it's quite literally, yeah. That's
When in reality it is currency. Which then gets into the weirdness of just different things that are traded throughout the world and different currency and
Right.
what is what and who accepts what and the ability to accept it. Like it's a big open world out there.
Could you still do a what are you into with crypto? Like, is that are there still crypto bros, or are they
I
like
don't
sad?
know. I don't know if I want crypto bros on the show. I was gonna say there's maybe. I mean, it is an interesting thing to talk. I don't know. I'm going back and forth in my mind in real time about this right now, listener. All right, let's get back to famous dead guys.
Right. If there's anybody out there, you want your ticket to the basement? Come talk about crypto.
You know what? Honestly, yes, I would because I see it falling under the same way I see other vices that I'm not into, but I'm interested
True.
in why this person is into
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
So if I did have the chance, if you are a crypto bro and you would like to come out on the show and talk, or if crypto bro is not the politically correct term to call you, I don't want to offend you, crypto person, crypto folks.
Right.
There you go. Look at that. Whenever I can, come on the show. Look at this. I'm backtracking all over the place. I went from unsure to sold within like a 60-second span.
Yeah. No. But if it happens,
It might.
oh shoot. Yeah. So you're saying like other famous folks. I mean, oh gosh, you didn't grow up in Cincinnati. There is the Cool Ghoul.
I've heard of the Cool Ghoul.
Yeah, so like
Wait, was this person like a like 1950s? They would like show stuff on TV. Was it like that?
he was more like 70s.
Okay.
But same kind of like just very painted face, showing B movies, that
Cable
sort of
access
stuff.
kind of deal.
Yeah.
Awesome.
So yeah, completely local, celebrity, but he has a very unassuming grave, but every year somebody will come by and put a pumpkin on his grave for Halloween.
Nice.
Which oh my God, I love it so much.
That's great.
It's wonderful.
That's cool that somebody knows it and takes time. Does
Right.
does the marker say Cool Ghoul on it?
No, it just has his name. Yeah,
it.
that's
I wanted
if
to have,
it did.
Oh, I really wanted the Cool Ghoul to be in the cemetery.
No Cool Ghoul in cemetery. Gosh,
It is cool that, and I don't know like when exactly it started, but thinking about like Svengoolie from like the Chicago area.
Yeah.
And like
very akin to that.
yeah, and there's been so many of those people that have been like the weird midnight horror host, and I don't know, it's very cool. I don't know who started it, but it's a cool thing to look at.
Ben may divorce me. Who's the wrestling guy? That's
That's got his own
that has that whole gimmick.
that he's Jim Cornette. Like the Undertaker. I don't know.
No. The very evil.
Danhausen.
There we go.
All right. Hey, no, we just had to play $10,000 pyramid there for
We
a
got
second.
there. That's...
Yeah, you gave me 3 names. I was on it. Like that's less than 7 degrees to Kevin Bacon.
Right. Awesome. Good team. Oh gosh, who else? One that folks will ask about, and it's on the map for Spring Grove. There is a monument with as bronze head and marble eye, like glass eyes.
Ooh.
So it looks like he is following you.
Did they want it to be that terrifying?
So okay, so I did copy and paste my story on him because it's like he's just, I wanted to know, and I did a tour where people were like, okay, we would like to see this and like to see this, so I fit it in. But the legend around that is that it's Charles Brewer, that he was an optometrist, and when he died,
Oh, okay.
he supposedly requested that his eyes be removed, put in glass, and placed in the bronze bust likeness of himself. That is not the story at all. Like, that is not how it happened. He was never an optometrist. And
Well, hey, don't let the truth stand in the way of a good story. Because I took the hook, line, and sinker, and I was just like, this sounds like the beginning of a horror movie of like, Doctor Eye death or something. I don't know.
listen to the rest of his story.
Okay, give it to me.
Right. It's story time. So I spent a lot of time in the newspapers. So in the Cincinnati City business directories for a lot of years, he was listed as a butcher. And then in the late 1880s, 1890s, he got into real estate and was referred to as a capitalist.
Okay.
So around 1905, to ensure that all of his property went to his third wife and not his daughters, who he disinherited from his second wife, along with his first wife's children, he filed a bill of sale with the counter recorder, giving his wife Georgia Lee for $1 and love and affection.
Okay.
The entire household effects in the residence. They lived on Ludlow Avenue. The office fixtures at 302 West 3rd Street, the Franklin building, and the tools and the machinery in the building on Stark Street, which I don't think Stark Street even exists anymore. So the Franklin building was at 3rd and Plum, and that was where he was accused and arrested on January 17th, 1908, for the attempt to explode the building with 2-pound sticks of dynamite. He was arrested at 5th and Race when he and his wife left the offices of their attorney, Pal Crosley.
What?
Which the Crosley
Yeah.
is also buried at Spring Grove.
Yeah, also a very Cincinnati family in name.
Very. Oh my gosh. So then 1908, he was brought up to the Longview Asylum in College Hill after attacking his wife and barricading himself in the attic of the home, where he died at the asylum a little over a month later. Did not end well for him. And the Longview Asylum, that is, if you're going up Hamilton and the College Hill Children's Hospital,
Yeah.
that was the asylum.
Really?
Yep. They've definitely added on to it, but the old building is still there.
Oh, it's still intact?
Yeah. Oh
but,
yeah.
But is it in use today?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Okay, well that's a fun refit where, this used to be where.
Well, yeah. I was trying to make it sound good, but no.
Well,
the asylum is never really used in a nice regard.
Yeah, there's very few times when people are, I mean, I guess Soul Asylum. Maybe that's the only.
That's the only good one.
Well, nobody said good.
Yeah.
Lauren Bishop does like him, though. I'm pretty. Wait, this is one of those where it's either
Backtrack.
she either loves it or hates it, and I forget which one it is. I'm pretty sure it's hates it though.
Yeah.
Runaway train never coming back.
That was Soulless. Okay.
Yeah, it was Soul Asylum. Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. See,
Yeah.
All right.
No.
Get on my team.
But he tried to blow up his building. This man lost his ever loving. Oh my gosh, I didn't even mean to do this, but he lost his marbles. Now he has marble eyes. Oh, I'm in here with the cemetery dad jokes. Here we go.
Yeah, what a weird way for it all to end. So, okay,
Right.
he dies in an asylum. This still doesn't explain how he gets wonky eyes on his headstone.
No idea. He had all of it planned out. From some of the stuff that I read, he had his the house where he tried to kill his wife. He had his casket sitting in the back room, just waiting.
He knew.
he went a little off the rails.
Yeah, he was preparing to ascend.
I would. He is one of those people that I would love to, if not, chat with him, just somebody that knew him. And again, that goes back to the benefits that we have now of everything being recorded. Like,
Well, for better or worse, because I'm sure there's a guy like him on Facebook right now that's saying some interesting things.
oh yeah, and that's probably trying to blow up his
Yeah.
his buildings.
Yeah, well, something. I mean, or set him on fire. I don't know. Blowing him up, that seems to be a problem.
Right. So next time you're down at Third and Plum, which I'll need to. There's some old buildings there,
Yeah.
but then there's the parking lot.
Yeah. Okay. Do you get in more trouble for blowing up a building or lighting a building on fire? Or is it equal? Or is it equal trouble?
I would think. I mean, it's arson anyway around it, right? Like,
I mean, yeah, but does an explosion make it worse because it could like shoot bricks off like mortar rounds and go into a larger area? Or is it more a concern of like the fire could spread to other buildings? Maybe it's not based on if it's an explosion or fire. Maybe it's based on the property damage.
Yeah. I would think the damage that ensues there
Would be what you're getting charged with.
right, and that's my next rabbit hole is figuring out exactly which side it was on. But I love that. I love going to different places in the city and just knowing that what used to be here. Like there's little bits of walls and such that were part of buildings but are now completely gone because of 75 and just the expansion of all of the roads.
All right. So this is something that you threw out here that I'm not sure what this even means. Hoffner, Northside's original hippie, patriarch of Cincinnati.
I love this man so much.
What's happening? I mean, that's quite the title.
Right. So Jacob Hoffner, I mean, any of us, I would think around here, we all know Northside. So Northside, even though it was most definitely, Helltown and had a lot of unsavory characters and a lot of crime, it was actually kind of started by Jacob Hoffner. And there's Hoffner Park there in Northside. That's where his home was. So Jacob Hoffner was very much so a naturalist. That's where I get the he was Northside's original hippie, and his monument in Spring Grove. There's two different ways to get to it, but where it's most visible is when you're on one of the outer roads. It's one of the Green Line areas, which pause. If you are in Spring Grove, 45 miles of paved roads, it's easy to get lost, but there are 3 different striped colors on the roads. The white line will take you from the historic office up to the north entrance, and the yellow line, the green line will always go back to the white line. So if you find a line, you're good. Like you will find your way out of the cemetery. But
Are there things with outlines?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, there are definitely things without lines.
All right. Listener, be on the lookout for the lines.
Right. You got to find your way back to a line. But so with Hoffner, you see it up on this hill, and it's absolutely gorgeous. Even the weathering on the face of the allegorical figure is just, it's absolutely gorgeous. But one thing with his, with the monument, the monument is there, and there's actually a crypt underneath that all the family is interred in. But down, there are stairs that go down from the monument. It's on this huge goat hill. But stairs going down, and then down at the bottom, there's 2 lions that are 2 statues of lions. So we'll get to that. So he had his property there in Northside, before it was Northside, when it was still Cumminsville. and he had a huge love for horticulture and growing. So he had like apple and cherry orchards, which is why there's Apple Street and Cherry Street in North Side. He was the oldest mason, or is our oldest mason. And he started the Hoffner Lodge. So you see his influence all around. But the kind of hippie part of it, I have some articles about him, and I love this man. So one of them was titled "Not Changed is the Religious Belief of Jacob Hoffner." The 92-year-old, 92, he died at 98, which that was
Wait, and what time period was he living in with this?
this what let's see, he passed ba, 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 ba. I feel like I should know this. Oh crap, 1850s.
1850s. Damn. All right. So
70s, yeah, somewhere in there.
there's no way you lived that long as a person at that time.
But he, very, like they said in here, the 92-year-old, quote, child of nature gives his religious belief. So it basically says, a change of heart, repeated aged Jacob Hoffner, the oldest resident of Cumminsville, who has already seen 92 birthdays. I knew nothing about any change of heart. My creed is the same now as it always has been: 100 cents to the dollar and 16 ounces to the pound.
What the hell does that mean?
Old articles. It's awesome. So the story published about my changed mind was absolutely false and must have originated in the brain of the reporter who wrote it.
All right, talking some shit. Here we go.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I am a child of nature, and all my belief is founded on natural law. I do not believe in the Mosaic account of creation or the God of the Bible. My God is nature. I live my religion every day and do unto my fellows as I would have them do unto me. So they said, you believe in God, the ruler of the universe, don't you? And he said, no, I don't. Although I am a member of the Masonic fraternity, which order I joined in the year 1824, before I had investigated thoroughly the subject of religious beliefs.
Huh.
Yeah, like that. So odd for the time. He also hated, like horse and buggies and any of that. Like, not a fan of things with wheels, apparently.
I don't trust it. I don't like it.
He would walk from Northside down to Cincinnati. Like
Okay.
that. So you.
Oh, okay. So he wasn't like terrified of seeing a horse and buggy. He just didn't want to ride in one.
No. No.
Okay.
He's gonna walk. That's what he wants to do.
Well, I mean, those things do go fast.
Right? Could have gotten there so much quicker, but is that why he lasted so long? But he also loved art, like would travel the world to view and to collect. So he had two, very similar to the ones at his monument, had two huge lions. And part of his will was that he wanted these pieces of art to be distributed through the city. So if you are at UC and McMicken Hall, and there's Mick and Mac, the lions out front, those were Jacob Hoffner's.
No way.
If you're at Eden Park and going to there's the overpass, but there's two huge statues of eagles. Those were Hoffner's. So yeah, he just
How
absolutely,
cool would it be to be able to collect statues?
right?
I want to have statue money.
I do not have statue money.
Oh, that's gonna be my new rap name, Young Statue Money.
Young statue. Oh shoot! But his let's see here. His obituary. It was true to his early days. To this day of his demise, he remained true to the customs of Cincinnati's primitive period. As he walked throughout the streets, his rugged yet not ungraceful manner and his naive style of dress suggested the 40s, the
Okay.
1840s. Yeah. Um, the career of the old patriarch is indeed an interesting one. He was one of the city's earliest merchants, the oldest mason, probably in the country, and the only living Cincinnatian who extended the welcome of the city to Lafayette when he visited this country in 1824.
Interesting.
Yes, his family moved from Pennsylvania. They stayed in Mount Healthy for a little while, which it probably wouldn't have been called Mount Healthy at the time,
Mhm.
but and then yeah, put down his roots in North Side, and like I could not imagine a better representation of North Side and just the eclectic but very, you know, having a straight moral compass most of the time.
Yeah, it is interesting to think that like this guy lived this life where he touched all these things, had this money, had the length of life that he had.
Yeah. That's absurd. I mean, who even lives to 98 now?
I
Like
know.
that's
I mean,
odd.
yeah, yeah,
But
and especially at that time when you're getting taken out, but like, you don't have antibiotics at this point.
right, right,
Like if you get an infection, you got a problem, a
right.
really bad one.
So I'm like, and that makes me wonder. Yeah, being there in Cumminsville, the Cumminsville area, you had Mill Creek before it was, Mill Creek.
Mhm.
So living on a farm, fresh water that wasn't being, tainted as like it was in the city and the canal, and yeah, like getting to do research on him and putting him into a tour, like I could not stop talking about him. I love him. I love Jacob Hoffner. Now, if I ever read anything that makes me not like him, I will just move on. And
Are you worried that you're gonna have to cancel Jacob Hoffner?
right, it's like with Tyler Davidson. Like I love the Spite Cemetery, but I'm like, well, damn, now the fountain's a little. Although it just has his name on it. It's not. He wasn't around for it.
Uh,
I do have a funny story about that too.
okay.
You want to hear it?
Yeah, let's go.
Story time. Story time with Crass. All right. So, also interred at Spring Grove, there's the Seven Barons of Clifton tour that I did, which started from a complete rabbit hole of going past the Probasco Auditorium and thinking like, I don't really know much about Probasco. I'm gonna look, and saw the Seven Barons of Clifton noted a few times. I'm like, I bet we have all those people. I can make a tour.
Mhm.
So Henry Probasco, he was partners with Tyler Davidson in merchant businesses, ended up marrying Davidson's sister, so they were family. And when Davidson passed, Probasco wanted to, kind of do this lasting invisible contribution to the city after his death, and this was in 1865. So Probasco traveled to Munich, Germany, and he was searching for a suitable monument to honor his brother-in-law. And
All right, pause.
yeah,
Like, I gotta go to a foreign country to find a monument for my brother-in-law.
it's the Victorian era of it all, man. Like I
I gotta get on a boat and I gotta go on a multiple months long journey across the sea.
to find
The perfect monument. This sounds like some Dungeons and Dragons shit.
Oh, hold on.
Okay.
So this was in the Cincinnati Magazine. So went to Munich, Germany, and the legend has it that the sculptor August von Krelling designed the fountain one beer-soaked evening at the home of the foundry owner, Ferdinand von Mueller, in his house in Munich. So he was seized with inspiration, as the story goes, and Kraling sketched his concept for the fountain on a tablecloth using a lit cigar as the pencil. And
Okay, again, this is
this is to the horror of Frau von Mueller.
yeah.
I shouldn't make fun of that. Like, my last name is Frietsch, but come on.
Yeah, exactly. Like, okay, again, this is hilarious. He's like, I'm gonna go get the perfect thing, and then he shows, and this guy's like, I'm hammered. Here's what we're doing.
Right. This is it, man. Well, no, he actually did this before. So the design itself for the time was really radical because it features actual human beings instead of mythological deities
Okay.
or religious figures. So the foundry owner loved the innovation, but couldn't find a customer for it until Henry Probasco came along. And he came along 25 years later. So this just like sat there. And you do know that the fountain was like, there's still potable water that comes out of there.
Oh, where you can drink it?
Yep.
Yep.
And that was, water was dirty and nasty, but Probasco, who put a few fountains around town, he was, is it a teetotaler?
Oh, teetotaler, where
Yeah.
you don't partake in any kind of like booze or anything,
Right.
or
Because back then, if you wanted a glass of water, you had to go into a saloon or a tavern, and he was trying to discourage people. So anyhow, the bronze fountain and the statue, they were dedicated on August 6th of 1871. And whenever I talk about this on a tourist, and it says to the people of Cincinnati, and I can always tell the people that are my age or older, because I'm like, you thought about the opening to WKRP, didn't you? Like, see that in the opening. So, but I thought that was such a great story, and then also that it wasn't that it was such a diversion from the accepted art at the time, and now it's this huge, like, prominent, the most visible icon of our city now.
yeah, it's definitely up there because it's trying to think of like the stuff that sticks out in the city. It's Crew Tower, it's Union Terminal. Like those are the three I instantly think of, and that's pretty good company to be in when you're instantly in the top three for iconic visual representations of a city.
Yep. We also have Crew at Spring Grove. And Union Terminal. Used to be a park. You know, it was before the park. Cemetery.
Everything's a cemetery before that's just what happens. You got to keep moving the dead.
Right. But it's interesting that, so it was cemetery and then it was Lincoln Park. So we did have our own Lincoln Park. And if you look at the layout of Union Terminal now and look at old pictures of Lincoln Park, like the driveway where some of the trees are, like you can still see the layout of that park in the design of Union Terminal.
Really?
Yep.
Interesting.
I have a postcard at home. I'll show you.
Okay. I definitely would like to see the former Lincoln Park. I mean, because does this make us like the cover band of Lincoln Park?
We'd have to look at the dates.
Oh, maybe we got it first.
I mean, rabbit hole number 5.
All right.
Yes.
I
will confirm.
Who had Lincoln Park first? Because if it's ours, when they do the reunion tour with the new lady singer they got, like it's happening.
It has to
it's
happen
coming here. I hope so. Are you aware of this? That
No, not at all.
there's apparently some woman that is singing with Lincoln Park in studio right now, and she's doing all the Chester Bennington vocals.
Yeah.
Really good.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll give it a shot.
Yeah. So yeah, there's talk of them going on tour or at least like doing festivals at some point,
Right.
and like her being on stage. So yeah, I was talking to somebody the other night. We were talking about when you got to replace somebody in a band, and we both agreed the thing you don't do is you don't go completely other singer and try to keep the band.
Right.
Like as we learned with Van Halen, you cannot replace David Lee Roth with Sammy Hagar.
No.
It's two different
They're
things.
two completely separate.
Yeah. It's kind of like when Rage Against the Machine became Audio Slave. Like they didn't try to like make Chris Cornell come in and be,
Right.
Zach De La Rocha.
Yeah, no, they didn't do the, complete carbon copy until Prophets of Rage.
Yes. Then it was like, look, we gotta, man, we're old. Okay, we're trying to make money.
Hey, I got to see Tom Morello and Chuck D on a stage together, so that's
That's a good day.
it was a very good day.
Yeah. But yeah, you have to. I don't see how it works if you completely change the voice of a band.
Right.
Yeah.
So is that why was it Sublime has the kid?
Well, now they're Sublime proper because now they're no longer Sublime with Rome. Now they're Sublime because now they're whole again because they have Bradley Knowles'
Brought
kid,
in
and they
the
brought
next
him
generation.
in. The next generation. The next, he's up. He's here.
Oh, yeah, they're high up on the bill for Riot Fest this year.
Do you think contractually he has to have a Dalmatian with him at all times? Like, is that part of him being in the band?
Right. Like it's somewhere down in the fine print, but he knows that he has to do it.
Hey, we need a 70-pound dog that was bred to race after horses so that they run to fires. Let's just have that chilling all day. Guess what? It doesn't chill. It just circles. It wants to be doing something.
Oh shoot! And we go to music.
Yeah.
Cemeteries, music.
Yeah, well, I mean, music and cemeteries are very linked together. I mean, usually when you die, you get like a song of some sort,
Right.
Or you get like taps or sometimes bagpipes. Like everybody gets a little something.
Yeah. There was a funeral. Oh gosh, a few weeks ago at one of the newest mausoleums in Spring Grove, and they had a bagpipe player there. He also requested to have his Rolls Royce parked next to the mausoleum
What a
as
flex!
he was interred.
What a flex! This guy rules.
Yeah. There's some odd people. There's I know we're going over one more story. There is, oh gosh, what is it? Alms? No, I can't remember. There's a mausoleum, and the guy was buried with sapphire cufflinks. So,
Oh, of course.
interred in the mausoleum. And apparently his wife came to the cemetery and said that she wanted him exhumed because she was getting remarried and she wanted to give her new husband.
What?
And Spring Grove went, absolutely
No,
not.
we're not. Holy shit.
Right?
Could you imagine being the dude in that situation? I mean, because then either he's playing along with it. Okay, there's two things happening here. Either he's on board, which fuck him,
Right.
Or he doesn't know, and she's gonna wheel these out like they're this big gift that she got him.
Right. It's just all the little stories like that. There's one Schoenberger on one of my tours, and at like one of the highest points in the cemetery, and he was a director of Spring Grove, and at this point in the tour, I always take people like off the tram, and we're gonna go look at the monument itself because I tie in their homes that were in Clifton, and I'm like, okay, we're standing here. Look over there. You can see his home from the monument, and the story could be true, maybe not. I don't care. Is that his first wife passed and was was interred there, and the story is he would stay in, like, he would go into the tower in his mansion, and which is now an old age home.
Okay.
But would go up there and like stare longingly at where his first love was interred. And his second wife would get so pissed and go, okay, you want to stare at her all day, fine. She would lock him in the tower.
Wow, weird. Okay, yeah, this is also very weird. What a weird thing to do, like go up and just like look at your dead wife's plot and be like, I wish it was me or something like that.
Right.
And then like current wife is like, what the hell? Like I'm competing with this lady.
Right. That has to be weird. But then again, back in that era, there were tons of times where it was like, and so's first wife And then she passed, and then he married her sister.
That's true. And maybe you get like a really bum sister.
It was like very different times. Just
Yeah.
very different. It was the Victorian era of it all. It was just weird.
Yeah. Yeah, your hot wife dies and you get her lame sister. She just sucks. Like she doesn't want to watch anything on Netflix that you want to watch. And then she's always like, "Are you playing video games again?" It's like, "Fuck you, lady." Like
There's a reason she wasn't married.
yeah.
Like
I wish your sister and my wife hadn't died of typhus or falling into a pit of spikes or whatever else happened
Right.
back in
Got
the
a
1740s.
cut on her finger.
Yeah, just shit that, fucking snakes. Like here we are. Yeah. I'm glad I'm not dealing with that.
oh my gosh. Yeah. But so many cemetery stories. It's
I mean, it makes sense. Everybody lives, everybody dies. Like, and
Right.
that's the reality of the world. And when you die, sometimes you go to a place where people can visit you.
right. Right. Oh, see, I'm gonna like all of these little like tidbits. Longworth, the Longworth family, the Longworth Hall and all that. So was it Nicholas was married to Alice Roosevelt, so Teddy Roosevelt's daughter. So if you've ever heard anything about her, like she's famous for saying, "If you don't have anything nice to say, come sit next to me."
Oh, nice. Okay.
She, Teddy Roosevelt said, "I can." I'm gonna botch up the quote. I can either be president of the United States or I can control Alice. I cannot possibly do both. So
Dear God.
love this woman, but her husband, Nicholas, is buried here with the rest of the Longworth family in Spring Grove.
Okay.
And she is quoted as saying, "It would be a fate worse than death to be buried in Cincinnati."
Hey, go to hell, lady. Okay.
Like she referred to Cincinnatians as savages. So she is buried over on the East Coast. But other than that, fantastic woman. Like
I mean, she kind of sounds like a party girl.
she wasn't allowed to, and granted, women were never allowed to be like seen smoking back then. That wasn't a thing that they did. But she wasn't allowed to smoke like in or around the White House. She would go on the roof to smoke.
It's good. It's a good place to smoke. Ripping darts on top of the White House.
I'll go on top of the White House. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, that's not a bad place to be.
But she's regretfully not in Spring Grove, but
Wow.
I'll give her a visit someday.
All right, fair enough. Well, okay, well, let's go to that. So, it sounds like you got kind of Spring Grove nailed. I mean, I'm sure. Is there anything left for you to discover there, or are you to a point where you're ready to branch out and maybe visit other cemeteries?
No, I think Spring Grove is large enough. There is always something. It seems like there's always something to see that, I swear I've been down this road, but I never saw that. But no, I do. Pretty much every city that I go to, I try and go to a cemetery. Sometimes called necrotourism, but yeah, like Graceland up in Chicago is a fantastic cemetery. So many mausoleums. Let's see, definitely been to Arlington and a lot of the like smaller graveyards over, on the East Coast, like in Boston. Just went, was it last year, to St. Louis, and I am gonna space on the name of the cemetery there.
Where do you park when you go to these places? Like, do you just like pull off like along the road and just get out and walk, or do you like if you know you're going to be there for a while, do you go get a parking space?
Right. So in St. Louis, Belafonte.
Oh, good name.
Yeah. So in St. Louis, I actually contacted their historian there and got to just go and park, and we hopped in a golf cart and he gave me a private tour, which was amazing.
That's super cool.
There's one really modern mausoleum there. It's up on a hill. It's incredible looking, but they are under contract, under order, whatever. Nobody knows who it belongs to.
Really?
And it's,
Can you still get a mausoleum? Like if you got the coin, you can get one.
if you have the money, yeah, yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah, the most recent one at Spring Grove, there one of our docents was like there kind of like hanging out watching them build it, and when they were getting done he was like, so where are you guys heading next? I'm like, we're going down to Tennessee, we got to build Dolly Parton's mausoleum.
Wow.
Yep. It's like, well, that's kind of a good gig.
Yeah.
Now I want to see what Dolly Parton's mausoleum's gonna look like.
I do want to see what Dolly Parton's mausoleum looks
Right,
like.
right.
I don't. We can't lose Dolly. We need to keep her for as long as we can.
If we can preserve her, that would be awesome.
Can we just do like the Futurama thing where we put her head in a jar? That way we,
Yes.
because like that's all I need. I just need her talking and I need her singing.
Right, right.
Yeah.
I need for you to continue to give books to children. Please, please, please do that.
Yeah, she can. Yeah, she can like talk to her phone and tell it to like transfer money to children to buy books.
Right, right.
Yeah,
She
it's
she
fine.
can still do all. I believe in Dolly.
All right.
But
Yeah, I could totally see rappers getting out of control with this.
the one in St. Louis, like it has to be sports players, like something. There's these like huge stained glass murals, and you can see inside the place, and it has like these stairs that go up, and then at a certain time of day the sun will shine through and make a cross on the wall, and there's this massive, like, was it probably 12 to 15 feet lion out in front.
Hell yeah.
So
Did it have a blue eyes and a compass?
wouldn't that be amazing? But yeah, I'm like, I really hope that I hope that I live to see somebody that from that family die, so I can.
She can see it in use.
I want to know who it is. Like, and yes, I did try and pressure the the docent there. I'm like, can you just come on?
Let me
Give me a clue.
let me help you walk back right now. You're not wishing death on anyone in this family. You just at some point maybe it gets put into use, and you would like to see it happen.
Everybody dies.
Okay, all right. That's a solid defense.
And nobody that built that is probably younger than me. So just playing with the data.
Okay.
But the way that it came out of my mouth might have been a little.
I'm just trying to drag you down the bucket with me. I've said many questionable things on this podcast.
Yes, you have.
So I'm trying to get you come down.
Okay, I wish death so I could find out some benign fact, and you think that everybody has a symbol, and that's cool.
Look, sometimes you just rush to judgment on some things, and you don't think it all the way through, and then in real time you go, not that one.
Right, not that. Okay.
Not that.
All right.
There's a few you got to swipe off the board. You're like, not that one, not that one, definitely not that one. Like,
I knew my intent. That's all that matters.
All right, fair. All right, let's be lobsters. Let's help each other out of the bucket.
Right.
Yeah, so I really do hope that does become a thing, though, of like celebrities getting like super tricked out, gaudy mausoleums. I want people with gigantic murals on the side, like this. I'm trying to think who would. Oh, Baby would totally flex hard on this. Yes, that's what I want. I want the Birdman, and I want him like a mural of him with all the face tats and the head tats, and then like some birds and shit. That'd be good. And then if they could like. Can they like bronze over a Hummer or like some other, or maybe like a sports car, like a Lambo or something?
I'm sure that they could. I'm sure, like, you can with money you can do anything.
Can they make the rims eternally spin on the car so it looks like it's in motion? I'm thinking kind of like what is it, the Eternal Flame? For the Unknown Soldier.
Right.
Yeah. So instead of something like, respectful and good like that, I'm thinking more in terms of like, let's keep these rims spinning.
Right. So would that be like solar powered? Would that be?
I think that's a good way to go. I think we get some solar panels out there and we hook that up, but
right.
Maybe we need to flex how much we got. So maybe we go with gas, because if even in death, I'm spending $50,000 a year to keep the rims spinning on these on these bronze Lambos that I have out front.
Please don't donate, give your money to any worthy cause. keep the rim spinning on
For eternity.
your monument.
Forever. I want when the Martians to come down in 400 years, they see it and they know I was here.
And that's the reason that they won't come down, because no, we are not worth that. But I mean, you were talking about like different styles of monuments and such, and there's been graves with where they'll do a glass top
Ooh.
to them.
Wait, what the hell does that look like?
Well, I mean, like, so the one that I'm thinking of, you can like stare down into it, but this was when
So you can see the person?
yeah.
What?
This was when people were kind of regularly getting buried alive.
What? Wait, why were people getting buried alive?
Because if somebody went into a coma and they like really show,
Oh.
yeah. So there are stories of people getting buried alive, and that's why like the glass being able to see down. A lot of them had bells, like they would tie a string and there would be a bell up there, and dead ringer.
Oh, shit. Mm-hmm. Oh. Dude, what the hell? Uh-huh. When do you get your glass taken away? Did they give you like a week and then they're like, yeah, and you just put the topsoil over top of it?
Right.
Like
Just,
how
no.
How long do they give you in that coma?
Gosh, I don't know. Like, and that's terrifying. That's
Well, yeah, because knowing what we know now, like I mean, the odds are against you, but you could wake up out of a coma, like, a few weeks in.
right. I'm going to say the good thing, but it's not the good thing. But, if something like that did happen, it would only go so far, because during the autopsy, you're going to...
Right? Yeah.
It's one or the other.
Yeah.
Like, something's going to happen.
Yeah. Yeah. If you hit the off switch there, it's staying off.
Right. But
Yeah.
no, back then, absolutely not. It was wild.
Yeah, well, and that is the thing. And when you look through history, all the innovations that happened and all the things that had to happen where somebody figured something out, because until they didn't have that figured out.
Right. Yeah, that's all the death culture kind of. Oh, there's some weird stories, but nothing like that I know of in Spring Grove.
Nice. I last time I was on vacation, maybe not the last time, but a few times ago, I actually visited a cemetery.
Mm-hmm.
When I was in Seattle, I went and saw Bruce Lee's grave, well, and Brandon Lee's grave,
Yeah.
coincidentally. So it was very cool. It was just also, and again, just a massive graveyard.
Yeah. So is it Spring Grove is the second largest. Crown Hill in Indianapolis is the third.
Really?
Yeah, and I've gone on a tour there before. It's incredible, but even though I like going to different cemeteries, like when you were there versus if you were to go to to Spring Grove or to a cemetery around where you grew up, if you're from the area, you recognize the names. Like, that's a street name, that's a name of an area of town. Like, it's all very familiar. So even though going to Crown Hill is like really cool and they have some amazing monuments, the people, I didn't automatically recognize them. I liked hearing their stories, but it hits very different when it's a hometown.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Well, look, I have learned so much tonight about cemetery. Here's the thing. I thought we were going to talk history, and then we just kind of talk cemetery. It's like, all right, let's talk graves.
No,
This is the place to be. So I am going to have you back on for a history episode.
that works.
When we talk Cincinnati history, because that's the thing. There is, as much as there is to say about cemeteries, there's a lot to say about the city and the history behind it. Before we say goodbye tonight, what do you got coming up? Because I know that you have a few different things coming up from the things that you're volunteering on right now.
Yep. Let's see here. I wrote them down. Let me get them in front of
As
my
you're
face
getting
again.
them, I'll do my plugs real quick.
Do it.
You know where to find me at Neil No on Instagram. Thanks for listening to What You Into. If you got a friend that's into cemeteries, share the episode with them. And, or any other kind of, what else is there? There's like necro stuff. Like help me out. You know the dead things.
Right. Do you like graves, graveyards, stories, history, creepy things, not necessarily creepy things? Just share it.
Yeah.
Share it. There's probably at least 5 middle-aged white women that that want to know more about death and dying.
100%. Yeah. Listener, if you're a middle-aged white guy married to a middle-aged white woman or dating one, just you can send smut or some true crime or some dead thing. It's probably gonna hit. Okay.
Right, exactly.
Yeah, like there you go. And this is just because it's things I know. All right. So, anyways, and then also, if you are into other hobbies and collections, there's over 170 episodes about them. Everything's evergreen. Jump in wherever you want. Each thing is its own little self-contained thing, where I sit down with somebody and find out what you into. All right. What do you got?
What's next? So I am currently volunteering with the Harriet Beecher Stowe House here in Cincinnati, working with them on their marketing because they've gone through a 5-year renovation, and they're going to be having their housewarming reopening party. It's going to be July 19th, 20th, and 21st. And I'm a complete geek for museums, but they have it set up now very akin to the Tenement Museum in New York.
Okay.
So you're able to go in, and they've redone part of the home to show the 1840s when the Stowe family was there, and like right before Harriet wrote Uncle Tom's Cabin. But Walnut Hills is a historically Black, very diverse area of Cincinnati. And in the 1940s, it was the Edgemont Inn. So the other house part of the home is showing the 1940s and the Edgemont Inn. And the Edgemont Inn was in the Green Book. So whole house kind of telling the story about, freedom, safety. But that July 19th is the big kickoff. More information online.
So, like, if you come to this, it's like you're stepping back in time into these like well-crafted environments where it's like this is what you would actually see. Like, you're getting to experience this,
right? And they're even putting some like fake windows on the wall. So from the Harriet side of the house, you'll be able to look out the window and see where the Lane Seminary was.
Oh, cool!
So that is super cool. I'm so excited about that. I am going to be doing a talk with the Cincinnati Preservation Association. They have a series called Preservation in the Park at the bar there in Washington Park. So on July 16th, I will be talking even more about Spring Grove Cemetery for them. And then, with the tours, go online. They sell out super, super quick, but you can book private tours that are insanely affordable. And then we also, although I don't think we talked any about our beer barons, but hey, because we have like Moreline and every Windish and everybody else. But on August 10th, we have our beer barons event. So local breweries will set up. You get tickets, you get kind of schnockered, and then go on an air-conditioned bus to do a tour and learn about the beer barons. So that's usually...
That's fun.
It's a fun one for me because there's air conditioning, but also nobody's listening at all.
Everybody's just having fun and hanging out in the bus.
Nice little buzz, getting to sit in some air. Yeah. There's... it's good times.
All right, party bus in the cemetery.
Right. That's... Yeah. That's basically what it is.
Ooh, one more thing I didn't get to ask you, and I can't believe I didn't think of this. Is there spooky things happening in Spring Grove?
Besides Mr. Brewer's eyes?
Yeah.
There's always rumors and stuff, especially around the Dexter Mausoleum. It's the big Gothic one that's there. But in my personal belief, I think the cemeteries, as far as anything paranormal, are the majority of them the most quiet places as far as like any sort of paranormal activity. I mean, they're there to rest in peace, and that's most of the time that's what you're going to get with a cemetery.
Yeah, I feel like the cemetery has gotten hit hard by Halloween propaganda, where it's all spooky and bad. But in reality, It's just people trying to hang out and sleep.
Right, right. Like people talk about Spring Grove and like these spectral dogs and stuff. Like, no, that's probably a turkey that you saw.
Yeah.
Like, knowing Spring Grove, it's a turkey or a fox. Like, but
It would be a little surreal to walk through there at night. I don't know how. I don't think it'd be really be spooky. I think if you were in some spot like maybe like in Louisiana with like all like they're set up with like the above ground crypts and you
right.
can't see going around corners, that would feel spooky.
That, but also with Spring Grove, I mean, it's so huge. And granted, there's like, North Side right there, but there's not much light pollution. So if you were in the center of the cemetery at night, it's pitch black.
Wow.
And there's a swath of forest in Spring Grove that has never been touched and never will be touched. So that, like, I would imagine that would be a little a
Yeah.
little disconcerting.
Why has it never been touched? You know why. And that's why we don't talk about it.
Because that's where I've instructed my kid to take me and my husband's ashes, put them in a coffee can, shake them up, and dump them in the woods there.
Okay, that'd be a pretty cool. I don't know. Wait a second.
Completely illegal. Completely illegal.
I mean, who's gonna stop him?
Right. And being a docent, I get a discount. So
Okay,
it's okay.
Fair enough. Fair enough. All right. Well, thank you for playing the after the credits Marvel version of the show.
Right.
With the final question, Crass. Thank you for coming on and chatting,
My
and
pleasure.
listener, peace.